There's no denying that making video games can be hard work. It can also be pretty expensive, and in some cases, mind-bogglingly so. Honestly, I couldn't help but wonder how the cheapest video games hold up against the most expensive video games ever. How about we start things off with perhaps one of the greatest video game successes that hardly took any money to get off the ground. Believe it or not, this groundbreaking title was developed by Dong Nguyen in about 2 to 3 days. That's the cool thing about gaming in general. You can come up with an incredibly addicting concept for hardly any money at all, and it'll take off like nobody's business. Of course, Nguyen probably took longer to come up with the whole concept, but the development time itself was only a few days. As if that wasn't enough, the actual money involved was probably very little to nothing at all. It was a simple passion project that grew into something unbelievable. You could say the game went viral. At its height, Nguyen earned about $50,000 a day, which is crazy when you consider that it took hardly any money at all to develop. When it comes to gaming costs, it's sometimes difficult to figure out the exact number, especially for indie titles. For example, Marcus Notch Persson reportedly quit his job to work on developing Minecraft full-time, so technically the amount he would have made working can be added to the development costs of Minecraft. That said, it took Marcus a grand total of 6 days to create the very first version of Minecraft, which is pretty nuts when you think about it. Of course, he needed about 2 more years of adding features before it really started to explode. In 2021, Minecraft had generated about $3 billion in revenue, which is incredible. The latest figures aren't up yet, but it's expected to have made $600 to $800 million extra overall. This makes Minecraft one of the cheapest games to develop, yet also one of the biggest successes in gaming. Next, I'd like to add Undertale to the list of extremely cheap games that somehow managed to capture the hearts of millions worldwide, making millions of dollars as a result. Undertale was developed single-handedly by Toby Fox, and it took him almost 3 years. Keep in mind that the title was also crowdfunded about $50,000, which is certainly more than Flappy Bird, but it resulted in one of the most groundbreaking titles ever released. I don't really think I need to explain the importance of Undertale to the gaming masses. The game has long since developed an economy of its own through its rabid fanbase, to the point where the creator is almost always overwhelmed by the support. Needless to say, Undertale is one of the cheapest games to garner incredible success. Star Citizen is a strange title. You can have a look at the trailers if you like, and it's likely to blow you away. The title has huge names in its lineup, including Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, and much more. It feels like Star Citizen wants to blow every other space sim out of the water, but the thing is, it's just taking far too long to develop. As if that wasn't enough, the monetary practices can be downright predatory. Considering Star Citizen is funded by the masses, it's utterly insane that the game has amassed an over $644 million tab just by crowdfunding. It's gotten to the point where people are claiming it's a scam, and I honestly don't blame them. I suppose time will tell, but they've taken so much money from gamers that I can't in good faith be excited about its release. This could very well turn out to be the most expensive gaming flop in history. Most of you probably already know what gacha gaming is all about, as well as the stigma connected to its monetary practices. That said, it doesn't change the fact that Genshin Impact's success has been nothing short of anomalous. When it comes to the money it's made over the past 4 years, nothing comes close. It's made over $5 billion. That's right, with a capital B, and somehow continues to grow. In the beginning, the developers weren't exactly sure if their game was going to take off, so there was a lot of risk in its $100 million development price tag. As a live service gacha title, Genshin Impact has taken about $700 million overall in development throughout its lifecycle, making it the most expensive title produced. Despite all of that, Genshin Impact has made so much money that it completely justifies its incredible development costs. All of that said, we have a bit of a strange battle here. As of the moment, the most expensive game to be produced is Genshin Impact, and its success cannot be understated. However, the development costs are considered throughout its lifecycle, so it technically didn't cost as much to create, even if $100 million is still a mind-boggling amount. If we count Flappy Bird as the cheapest to create, I would say Genshin Impact edges it out simply because of how much the game has made over the years. On the other hand, Star Citizen is the second most expensive game to develop at $644 million and counting, and it's not even out yet. I'm just going to be cheeky and pit Star Citizen against Flappy Bird as well. It's basically the most expensive potential flop versus the cheapest success. I would say we're the winners here, but I feel terrible for anyone who spent their hard-earned money on Star Citizen. Even if the game were to eventually release, there's little to no chance that it could possibly live up to its hype and price tag. After all, who knows how much more expensive Star Citizen will get? Are there any other expensive flops and cheap successes you want to talk about? Feel free to tell me in the comments. Bye for now.